Hey everyone, my name is Naomi Yates, author of the Brave Trilogy. The trilogy is about two kids who gain courage to fight creatures to save the people around them. What inspired me to write this spine-tingling, hair-raising trilogy is from my love of horror films and creepy stories. I guarantee you and your family will love every part of this series from start to finish. You can find my books on my personal website, NQY Books, Amazon, and anywhere books are sold. Enjoy, much love, Naobia.
Desire for revenge.
Yo, what's going on? Beautiful people, what's going on? It's your host, Shawn. And for tonight's episode, we got a very, very special guest. Be my queen, Erica, right here, y'all.
Hello.
Hey, so tonight we're going to do it kind of different from the normal. We're going to do something I like to call Date Night Wednesdays, where we just spark up a conversation, talk about real life, talk about relationships, and we've been married for a long time. We can give out some advice.
10 years.
10 years. So I'll let her, say something she wants to say, since she was just so eager to get on.
So, as most of you already know, I am the wife of Shawn, and we've been married for 10 years. It'll be 11 years in March. We grew up together. We've been together 20 plus years. So, I really believe that we have a lot of information that can actually help marriages, help relationships thrive through anything, whether any type of issue that, you guys may come across or inhabit. So, yes, I've been excited to get on here. This is my first time speaking live. So, yes, I'm here to grace this podcast and usher you guys in and out the right way.
No doubt. Well, you can go ahead and dive in it. No need to wait. So, what would be some good advice that you would give, let's say, a young woman or a young lady who is trying to find that right soulmate or right person to start a relationship with, but they just keep running into people that's no good or just using them? Like, what type of advice would you give them?
Well, first off, the people that you attract in your life is basically, the type of things that you're actually doing. So if you keep attracting, the wrong type of men in your life, it's because the type of energy that you have on you or what you're doing to others is what you're going to always get back. So if there's, a young lady out there that's always attracting those type of guys, the first thing you need to do, change your mindset, change your energy, watch the crowds that you're always around, making sure that the person that you're actually interested in or the type of person that you're looking for, you really have to change yourself in order to grasp that person that you're looking to spend the rest of your life with, hopefully, by doing those things. At least that's what I did. I know when I wanted to get this man, I had to change the way that I was in order to be, a part of his life and him to be a part of my life. And it was a struggle, but with any relationship, there is always going to be a struggle with something, not everything. But yeah, that's what I would say to that person. I know there's others that probably has like tons of more ways, to try to attract that rightful man or that man, your dreams. But that's just what I think.
And I agree with that 100% wholeheartedly. And for the men's sake, I believe, they just get caught up in the Instagram models now, like the social media chicks. That's what I call them.
Mhm.
They look a certain way on the internet, Instagram, whatever. Then when you meet them, just like it's totally different. They can't cook, and I'm not saying that's for all of these IG chicks or whatever you want to call them. Some of them out there really hustling, getting to the bag,
Right.
setting themselves up for a better future. And some of them just looking for that guy to just take them to the next level. And then,
Without doing anything.
yeah, without doing anything. But I agree with that. But anyway, so what attracted you, Miss Erica, to your soulmate right now?
Well, as my mom used to say, rest in peace. I used to always tell her it was the eyes, You looking at your eyes? It's the eyes, As a kid, I was so infatuated with his eyes. It was just something about his eyes that I just couldn't stop following him around. And, as kids, you really don't know anything about love or, what you're really looking for, in a kid. And I don't know, it was just your eyes. And then as we got older, I can truly attest that this was the best boyfriend that I have ever had, in my life, through all the trials and tribulations, as the church may say. At the end of the day, we always found a common ground to come back together and, keep pushing. And that's why we're here today, even though there were doubters, haters that didn't want to see us prevail. But I mean, in this relationship, there's nothing that can come between us that, would make us call it quits. So,
And I believe I ain't never saw a perfect, outstanding relationship. I
no,
never seen one. Never heard of one.
nope.
Maybe in a fairy tale land or a dream. I mean, every couple gonna have your trials and tribulations, especially at the beginning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a very slight few that I see that's really, really still having trouble. But everybody I know that I talk to, like the first couple of years were rough
yeah,
for them because you got to think about it. You're talking to each other, you're starting off, you're trying to figure things out along the way.
right.
And you still got that dog in you that still want to go out here and search and see what this grass over here looks like. And then after you done did all that, that's if you're doing it that way. Some people trail along,
Yeah,
like I say in the fairy tale world, but hey, I'm just keeping it 100% real and authentic. You're gonna go through some stuff, and you have, like, just like my wife said, you're gonna have your doubters. They don't want you together. They don't want to see you together. They can start spreading rumors. They can start spreading lies, try to break you up because they want to be where you are,
right,
happy.
right, right.
Yeah.
That is so true. I mean, you get, the phone calls. Oh, we saw blah blah blah. We heard this, we heard that. But you have to have that much trust in your mate to know. Well, I know they wouldn't do X, Y, Z that this person is telling me. So, like my mom would always say, watch the dog that brings the bone.
Most definitely, most
Mhm.
definitely, and it's always going to be family.
Yep,
It's going to be
always
family
family.
more than friends that's going to try to tear you apart.
Yeah,
No matter how much they compliment you and tell you, "Oh, you're doing so good. We want to be like you." It always more to it than just that,
yeah,
and that's just the facts. That's
right.
just the facts around it.
Yeah.
But anywho, how can I word this? Is what attracted you to me still present to this day?
Yes. You still got the eyes. You still got the eyes. When you, well, I will say this. Me not growing up with my biological father and not having an actual father figure in my life, coming up. I was never shown how a man, should treat a woman. So with me getting with Hassan, I always will call him, Daddy. That's his name, Daddy. It's just the way that he treats me. Everybody has to learn, some way how to take in the way someone treats you, whether you're used to it or not. And everything that we have is because not just me but both of us. It was just built on something that I see in him. He just, I don't know, he's just my daddy. Like, I love this man. It's just nothing that I wouldn't do for him, and the same, vice versa, he wouldn't do for me. So yes, everything that I saw in you as a kid, yes, it's still here today, and I wouldn't trade that for anything in this world.
Yeah. Likewise over here, had this big crush on her when I was like little. I didn't even know all my alphabets yet, and I had a crush on her.
Yeah.
Every time I would see her, I'd tell her I love her and just run away. Like, just run, just go.
Yeah, and the neighbors used to tease me and be like, "Yeah, Hassan said that he loved you," and I'm just like,
Didn't even know what love was.
we
But
didn't
hey,
know what that was, but okay, yeah, I guess he likes me a whole lot. So yeah. So we ended up after that, we ended up with 3 kids. So
yeah.
obviously we liked each other a whole lot.
Well, it was actually 4. What?
Yeah, it was 4, but one didn't make it, and now we have 3 amazing, beautiful boys.
So, as far as the intimacy, you feel that the intimacy between both of us is there? Is the flame still lit? Is it
Yes.
going on strong?
Yes, it's going on strong. Like, you could put me on the spot. Like, yes, of course. We don't have to get into detail, but yes, I will say that my husband is the type of person that needs to be, out of the 7 days, he needs to be serviced at least 6 days out of the week. And, you get one off day. But yeah, the intimacy.
Exaggerate.
No, I'm not exaggerating. But yeah, he has to be serviced. And, it's very rare that you see where 2 people are together for so long, like we have been, where the intimacy is, still as it was from day one. You get those that, they start to venture out and they want to find other women it can do. Of course, this is, all over, do things that the other one is not doing. So that's when it starts to get like that, you start to have that conversation. We're like, hey, well, I want to do XYZ, let's try that, instead of just going out there and just trying to play with others and cause harm, to relationships. You just talk about it.
Pretty much. She's still exaggerating.
No,
I made that much that week.
6 times, y'all. 6 times. I only get one off day. 1. Okay.
Anyway, what would you say is our best moment so far being together?
I'll say our best moment is, having our kids. Basically learning from each other on how to be a family and raise a family without little to no guidance. We have a 19-year-old, and as I look at him today, I'm like, damn, we came together despite all that took place in the beginning, and we raised a fine young man, as well as the other 2. So yeah, I would say having our children, raising our children together with little to no guidance.
Right. Because we literally had no guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, not throwing shots at nobody. It's just we just didn't have no guidance. We just was spearheading. I believe I was 16, 17.
Yeah, we were young and,
Yeah.
you know, didn't know the first thing about a baby crying, a baby getting gas. So, you
Everything
know,
that comes with a newborn.
yes, everything that came with a
Toddler.
newborn. And I was just like, what in the world did we get ourselves into? But we learned together and learned from each other. And I'm so grateful to the universe that, you know, nowadays you don't see men sticking with women, you know, to take care of their children. And I've never had that issue with him where, you know, he's wanting to get up and walk out on us. You know, he's always been there through everything. So,
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Shout out all our kids.
yeah,
I mean, sometimes you see them ball right now.
it's all right. But
Yeah.
I like that
Kids.
baldness. I like that baldness.
3 kids that have you like this,
Mm-hmm.
but in a good way, in a
Yeah.
good positive way, in a
Good
good positive way.
Sir.
So, some advice, say to a newly wedded couple. What what was some advice would you give to them to make their marriage last long as us and longer?
Number one, communication.
Communication is
Number
key.
two, keep people out your business.
For real.
Whatever it is that y'all need to deal with, y'all deal with that in-house and not with nobody else. Number three will be trust and honesty. Be upfront and truthful with one another. You know, don't hide anything, you know, trying to go behind each other's back to, you know, do this, that, and the third. But yeah, y'all do those three things. I promise you, y'all will get a very long way. Very long way.
Yeah. And I can touch on that one, especially number one, communication, because I was horrible
Oh yeah.
in the beginning before we was even married with communication.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was just gonna be, hey, you get together, you sit down. If I move, you should know to move, and I move.
Yeah.
And I found out it just don't work like that.
Yeah.
Communicate with your significant other.
Please.
Please communicate.
Okay.
You know, and that's going to start. Cause see, most people had already told us from the start that our downfall was going to be money.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to watch the words that you speak sometimes because they can harken on a person's life,
Right.
relationship, finances, or whatever. So it was a lot of people already speaking negative on us. So that's our first clash was really the communication and the money aspect of it. Because when I got paid, I went to work, I kept my money, and she did what she wanted to do with her money. And then when it was time for the bills to get paid, like nobody never taught us, like, hey, right, y'all got bills. Like even though we moved in together early, like 18 years old, we was like, boom, straight. You know, had one kid already, so it was like, how can you live your life that you thought you was going to live at first, party and go do what you want to do and buy the latest shoes every week?
Yeah.
Then you got bills to pay. Hey, it didn't work like that. So we found that out the hard way.
Yes, we learned the hard way and very quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So,
Sir.
miscommunication can be the downfall, first off, for you newlyweds.
Yeah.
Even if you're in a relationship and you feel, and this right here, I wanted to touch on. Don't fall in love just because the sex is good.
Right.
Especially for the young ladies.
Yeah. Because a man can have the dopest D out there. It could be beating you, mistreating you, even if he's not even putting his hands on you, but mentally and physically draining you. You don't need that just because the D is good. I mean, it ain't that much good D in the world to stay with somebody to go through all of that.
So, how often do you feel like I show my affection towards you?
Affection meaning what? Like
showing my love towards you, appreciation,
that's all day.
etc.
All day. all day long. Not a moment goes by when I get up in the morning, I'm working. He will make sure before he go uses the bathroom that he makes a pit stop by my desk to get his kiss, his rub on, and do what he has to do. But I'm constantly being shown love, and that's another thing that you don't see, over the years as a person's body changes, after bearing children, women gain weight. So, a lot of times a man becomes uninterested. So with me, when we first started out, I was skinny as a little stick. And, as I got older and developed, had children, so now I'm not skinny, I'm thickly. So, not a day goes by that this man does not show me affection and love all day. And that's not something that you see on a regular basis.
And I must admit, at first, fellas, like I was just so really having tunnel vision of just like, whoa, I want her to stay that same size, but then, you just have to live with it. One kid, two kid, three kid, but ain't nothing a little surgery and a little you know, working out for a while, eating good,
Oh,
that can
well,
change things, you know what I'm saying?
well, you know how it is with me working out. I'll start, think I'm doing something, trying to see results in 2 minutes and don't see no results. And I'm just like, I'm done. But on his end, even though when he grew up, he was skinny. And I love his size now than from when, he was skinny coming up. So, I mean, yeah.
So name some sacrifices that you had to make in order to, make this whole thing work between us early on, like maybe from the start, putting the pieces together.
Well, from the start, I had to drop my friends. That was the, first thing. When I got pregnant, you had your friends, even though not saying that my friends wouldn't have been there, but, the sacrifice was dropping your friends. We had to cut out spending a lot of time together because it was about, hitting the ground running, trying to find employment, taking care of the baby, finding some place to live, working around the clock. It was a lot of days where we didn't spend a lot of time together. And we just had to, as time went on, we just had to figure it out on our own. Like, we got a family now. So all of the things that we envisioned that we were going to be doing, as a couple, it didn't pan out that way. So there were a lot of things that we had to give up in order to, make the relationship continue to work.
Yeah, and when we say drop friends, that don't mean like, we hate them or
Right.
or nothing like that.
Right.
So don't screw the context up
Yeah.
of the message.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's like when you trying to do something and you just like focus on it and you just like say, okay, I talk to them when I can talk to them, but
Right.
I'm on this path right now.
Right.
And boom, when I get there and have it how I want it, I'm holler at y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is nothing wrong with you just taking a break from some people that you kick it with all the time in order for you to get yourself straight and
Right.
focus and handle your business, start your career, start your business, or whatever you're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where some people get it misconstrued that, oh, they think they too better than me. Oh, they not that. No, trying to get my life right
Right.
because I'm watching you get your life right.
Right.
So I'm just gonna fall back, do my thing, get myself right, and then we'll catch up. On time lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
and I'm the type of person, I'm very adamant. I'm very focused. So, there'll be times where I don't even pick up the phone to even call my closest and dearest friends, that I, talk to on a regular basis, is because once I have a vision, well, I'm not just going to say myself, once we have a vision, that's a wrap. That's all we see. That's all we're focused on, trying to get to, because we don't want our children to have to grow up and go through the things that we had to go through to get to where we are today, and even better. So, I mean, it's just something that you just gotta just stay focused.
Yeah. And that's the key word for tonight. Stay focused. Don't let nobody knock you off your path, because there's some manipulative people out there. When you doing good and you just want to share an inch of news to them, they'll be like, yeah, that's good. And then they'll come back and tell you, oh, well, I got this and I'm going to do that. But you already know, like, you see the bullish in between the lines.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're trying to clash with them. You're just telling them, like, your positive news, your good news, and they just want to take it and try to throw a curveball around it
Yeah.
to make it look like their situation is so much better than yours. But in all actuality, you're not saying that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just like, I feel like you're my friend. I'm coming to you. And, I'm telling you, it's all good. But some people can take it and run with it, twist the story, go back around, and by the time you get it back, whole different ball game.
Yep.
And that's where the confusion starts. So keep people out your business.
Yeah.
Just keep them out your business. Then you won't have to worry about none of that.
Nothing. You got to worry about somebody saying, "Oh, I heard da 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 da." Then you always got that one friend that you want to tell so bad, and they still gonna tell it. So just keep it between you and your mate and nobody else.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. We hold you guys so long. I know some people attention span is short.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Well, you got anything that you want to say, leave on a positive note to couples around the world?
Nah. They basically just heard everything. But stay positive and continue to elevate and stay focused.
Still, hey, it's still big elevation. We ain't going nowhere. Big Elevation Podcast, date night. And we might try to do this every Wednesday night. We'll keep you plugged in, and we'll have some more people on the show. Some more couples come on and talk about their experiences, and they can give some positive advice to the lovers around the world. So, hey, we out. Peace.
Desire for revenge.